Man, we have at least 6 we're gonna go through today. Some may be useless, honestly. Some may be useful, but they are on this list for a reason. We're in our championship matchup. There is no more worth a look. There's no more stashing. There's just you get the players you need. You start them this week, and you hope you win that championship. Or if you're playing for third place money as well. The first guy on our list is Amir White, someone I pounded this table for. Not this season because I knew he wasn't going to play, but last season, and I was fooled. I told everyone that he was going to take Josh Jacobs' job eventually, and that was last season because everyone did. Everyone did. Remember the Hall of Fame game, first preseason game. Josh Jacobs played like the entire game, and we're like, "What is happening? What's going on?" So I jumped on the Zamir White bandwagon. I've been mocked for it endlessly. It's okay, but Zamir White has proven his talent over the past 2 weeks. Running back 9 in the past 2 weeks. So if you've had to start him in your fantasy playoffs, he's been the running back 9 for you, and he's winning you matchups. Jacobs has a quad injury, missed the last 2 weeks. Of course, he was also ill. He had an illness. See that? See that little fly flying around? Driving me nuts. Anyway, so Jacobs had it's the most pesky thing of all time. And pesky things are illnesses and quad injuries. Going back to Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs has only exceeded 100 rushing yards twice this season. Twice. 116 against the Jets and 110 against Kansas City. Zamir White did it once so far out of 2 games starting. Zamir White he looks explosive. He looks like a good, decent talent. I won't say special, but he looks like a good talent moving forward. If they move on from Josh Jacobs, this is a guy that will take over, I believe. They are playing the Colts this week, the 5th worst rushing defense in the league. You know that. The Colts have given up 21 touchdowns on the ground this season. Second worst, only Carolina's worse. If Zamir White plays, you got to, it's an if. He's only rostered in 30% of leagues. He's an instant start for me. That's if Josh Jacobs sits out. And you got to think, he's on the contract year, Jacobs. Still has that quad injury. Why would he rush back to play for a team that's eliminated? Doesn't really make sense to me.
Well, they're not quite eliminated,
Oh,
especially
come
after
on.
winning this past week.
Come on.
I mean, 7-8, they could finish 9. There is a possibility. There is a chance.
I know.
There is a road that the Las Vegas Raiders could host a playoff game this year.
Isn't it crazy?
Isn't it crazy? They win out and the Chiefs lose out, the Raiders win the division.
Ifs. I know it's an ifs, and I know people. I knew somebody either in the chat or you or Dave would. Oh, they're not eliminated. I know they're not eliminated.
They're not. And Antonio Pierce is playing for his coaching job. Like, he's only the interim. He wants to be the head coach. What better way than winning the division in the year that you take over as interim?
Look, I'm rooting for it. I really am, but I just don't see them winning. But hey, also, I might be wrong.
There's too many years where the Colts and Raiders play in the second to last week where the Colts just need to win a game to make the playoffs and then they lose to the Raiders. I might have been at that last game where they lost and all things just broke loose. So I would not count the Raiders out. I think if Zamir White is the lead back this week, he is going to run all over the Indianapolis Colts. We see it happen all the time. Yeah, Zamir is the guy that I would be going out if he is available in your league. I would be checking. This is one of those guys you should be checking if you're still in the championship, whether you play him or not. If you have Josh Jacobs and you're struggling right now because of him, just go check. Make sure that Zamir White is not a free agent right now, but go get him.
If you roster Josh Jacobs, I don't know why you didn't have Zamir White going into the playoffs. Every roster where I have Josh Jacobs, I roster Zamir White before the injury, but we've been telling you that for weeks, and if you're just not listening at this point, which, whatever. I totally understand you want to keep that Jerry Jeudy 5 points stocked up for you. You never know when he's going to bust off, right? You never know.
What's his percentage right now? What's Jerry Jeudy's percentage?
Probably still. I bet you it's down to the mid 80s. It's probably a little bit higher or lower because he's been awful. Let's find out. And Judy's been if you're new to the show, new to the channel, Judy's been my punching bag all season. 54%. Wow. I haven't been paying attention because I dropped him like 9 weeks ago. I haven't really been paying attention.
He's never been on this priority list, ever.
Next guy on our list, we have another running back, Khil Herbert. He came back with a vengeance last week, or this week. He just 20 points, monster performance, 20 carries, I want to say. They go to Atlanta, or actually they're home against Atlanta, Atlanta's in the middle of the pack against the run, so not a special matchup. But I do like Khil Herbert that he's back. He's electric. He's fast. He's quick. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. It seems like for every single game this season, they've had Roshan Johnson, Deontay Foreman go, and they're just plodding back. So they're just slow. And I might be wrong, right? Roshan Johnson could be like electric. I just never seen the runs. I just see him up the middle, 4 yards or 3 yards and fall down. Never seen anything special out of Roshan. But Khil Herbert, I do see the electric. And I know you're a big Khil fan. Are you telling me would you go over Khil Herbert or Amir White in your championship game if they both start?
So I do roster Herbert in quite a bit of leagues actually. Been saying that all season. He's finally coming out. However,
I don't know if Justin muted himself or if he's just talking into nothing, but I'll fill in. And he's probably saying he's really, really good at football. He's probably saying I love Khil Herbert. He's also probably saying that 51% of the rushing attempts last week, Khil Herbert had 51% of them. But from the running back position, because I'm taking Justin Fields out of the equation, he actually had 69% of the snaps from the running back room. So he did dominate that running back room yesterday or last week, this week. Football was on every single day of this week. I swear to you, and I can't stand it, but because I don't know what day it is anymore. I don't know, and Justin's still muted. It's okay. I got this show. I can look. People love me in the comments. No one can hear you. No one can hear you. But people love me in the comments, so don't worry. They're gonna support Josh Kimmel today. Unfortunately, we might lose some viewers. It's okay. Or subscribers. Hey guys, Justin will be back. Don't unsubscribe.
Am I back?
Yeah, you're back.
It probably sounds awful.
It does sound awful, but we'll get to it.
You're 100% right. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Okay, you can hear me now. I don't know what the hell happened. Okay, so yeah, I would agree everything that he just said. Khalil's great, but I would still be starting Zamir if Josh Jacobs doesn't play.
I agree with that. The thing with Khil Herbert, I was looking at his stats. I'm like, wow, he hit a lot of yards. He did pretty well. He must have had a 70-yard run. He must have had a 50-yard run. No, his longest run was only 15 yards. So no breakaways. Everything was pretty great, pretty efficient. His career average is 4.9 yards per carry. That's his career average. I mean, that's pretty damn good. I know there's some haters on Khil Herbert. Maybe he's too small. Maybe he's a scat back. Maybe he can't carry the load. But he is someone they rely on, and I do believe Khil Herbert is the second best player on this list today. 45% rostered.
He did look very good against the Cardinals. I mean, it's the Cardinals, but he did look very good against the Cardinals in that game.
But they're playing Atlanta. They're playing Atlanta this week, and they're both going to be running the ball. It's going to be a disaster. Run, punt, run, punt. Pass to Kyle Pitts. Screen to Jonnu Smith. Punt. I mean, that's just how the game's going to go, guys. Sorry. Next guy on this list, Justice Hill, the guy I told you guys to go get over Gus Edwards, and I was wrong. But was I wrong? I was wrong. But was I wrong? I told everyone, including you, Justice Hill will get more opportunities, and that's exactly what happened. The problem is Gus Edwards had that touchdown, which took me out of a semifinals on that touchdown. Actually, it was a 39-yard reception. I went downstairs to go get some milk and cookies for a little late night snack. I come back and I'm like, wait, how did Gus Edwards just get 4.9 points? I look at his stats. I'm like, well, he's still 6 for 8 yards, still 6 carries, 8 yards, still absolutely trash. And then I see a catch for 39 yards on the stat. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Hill had more carries. Hill had more touches overall. He just didn't get the touchdown. He had 8.7 points fantasy-wise. Gus had 14 thanks to that touchdown. Take that touchdown away. Take that random, fluky 39-yard catch away. Gus did absolutely trash. But that's why we start Gus, because he does get the goal line carries. I understand that. I really do. Hill had a better snap percentage, 62%, compared to Gus's 43%. And the very last drive, running the clock out, if you watched the game, you knew the fourth quarter didn't matter. No one played football. It was just going through the motions. Gus had 16 yards on 2 carries on the very last drive, which gave him 1.6 extra points. I know I'm being bitter, but gosh, man, Justice Hill he was the right call. Gus just got the points. I know all you people were going to hate on me. I get it. I understand it. But I hate whenever I tell people this person's going to be on the field more, and he's on the field more. It's just he doesn't get the goal line work, and he doesn't get a random lucky 39-yard catch. So go ahead and defend your boy Gus because he was incredibly bad.
But Gus gets the touchdowns.
I guess
it doesn't matter what you do between the 20s, as long as you're getting into the end zone. And we talked about players being touchdown dependent. Yep. Gus, yeah, we talk about him being touchdown dependent, but he's still scoring the touchdowns over Justice Hill. They're giving him the ball, not Justice Hill. I know. But, I mean, going down the stretch, they're going to have to use all their backs as much as possible to keep everyone healthy. So Justice Hill will be an option. He's not somebody that I'm going to be firing up as a starter this week unless I am really, really thin at running back for some reason. Maybe you have some of the guys that got hurt this week. Maybe you were hoping Jerick McKinnon was going to be good and you banked everything on him. Maybe you have Josh Jacobs and Tyjae Spears as your starting running backs. Sure, go get Justice Hill, but yeah, not going to start him this week.
We're saying they are playing Miami, who's 5th against the rush, so I don't really want to start any of these guys. But if you're in a pinch and you have no one else, Justice Hill's out there. Yeah. He's only rostered in 20% of the leagues, and he is the highest volume running back in the Ravens' backfield right now. I mean, you can say that. That's a fact. But what does he do with the volume? We'll have to find out against Miami.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to like and subscribe wherever you watch or listen to podcasts. Follow on X and Instagram at OUSFFPOD. We'll be back next week for more ways to win your league.